Today is November 3rd, and today is echocardiogram and treadmill stress test day. I'm not looking forward to it because when I went to this cardiology office, their lights are so bright, and there are so many of them, and they are fluorescent lights. I have terrible reactions to fluorescent lights. I always have. They make me sick. They make me flare, which can cause a lot of pain. So it's kind of like, I know these appointments have to get done, but I also feel better when I don't go into those lights, and the appointments make me have to. Then they're going to put me on the treadmill for the stress test, and I've been having problems for a while with endurance, and when I get my heart rate up, I can get like lightheaded and dizzy, sometimes nauseous. So a part of me is like between the lights and the treadmill, get my heart rate up, they're going to make me puke. And that's something I've just been dealing with for a long time, so I try to avoid it at all costs. I don't look forward to it. I have anxiety anticipating it. I know I'll be okay, but I'm just like, I don't want to go, and I don't want to do it. And then another thing is, October has been a really good month for me as far as health and the way I feel. But towards the end of October, going into the very beginning of this month, I flared a little bit, mildly. Had a lot of joint movement and breaking and popping. A lot of muscle pain, like sore and pulling, like stretching in certain areas, like around my hips and especially in here. I did get nauseous one night. I threw up. Probably I don't remember, a few days ago. So it was a mild flare in comparison to things I've experienced. But it's still I'm still bouncing back from that. So the timing of that coming into November after a really good month is unfortunate because I have a lot of appointments in November. I go back to rheumatology in November. I go back to cardiology twice in November. I see my allergist in November. There's just a lot going on in November, a lot of appointments that need to get done, but I know that also requires exposure to lights, exposure to lights, exposure to lights, and I kind of know what I'm in for in regard to that, and it sucks because today is a nice gray day that if I didn't have this appointment, otherwise I would have no problems. I'm not even getting a shower because I'm gonna have to full body sunscreen anyway, so I'm gonna want to wash that off when I get home. So I have my sunglasses. I have things that protect me from the lights. That still doesn't change the fact that I feel the effect of them. Sometimes my legs will get heavy and kind of feel weighted down, and I'll start tingling, and I get pressure in my chest, I can't breathe the same, I get headaches. A lot of weird things happen when I am in a certain kind of light, like fluorescents or halogens. I do a lot better in LEDs or just general soft lighting. The less the better. But this is just something I can't tell the whole building to turn their lights off. And most doctors, my entire medical team is amazing in the way that once I get into my room, they will turn the lights off for me, and we'll just use the little bit of light coming in from the window, or they'll dial it down. If there's no window, they'll dim the light down real low. At the allergist, there was a big fluorescent pipe, but then there were little circle lights in the ceiling too, so we just turned the fluorescent one off and left the other ones on. They usually really work with me very well, but in this cardiology office, just the waiting room is so extreme, and the rooms themselves don't have windows. And they're not the dial, it's either on or off. So if we turn it off, it's completely dark. There's no window light. So I mean, pretty much today, there's nothing I can do but protect my skin the best I can and my eyes and just deal with it. Now, I am on hydroxychloroquine, which is an immunosuppressant, which makes the issue a lot better. And I also am prescribed steroids that I can take intermittently when I am flared on top of the hydroxychloroquine to help me not suffer. The thing is, I'm supposed to be trying to take the steroids. It's methylprednisolone. It's a very strong drug. I'm supposed to be trying to take that as little as possible, because in short-term increments, steroids are fine, they're great, they get all the inflammation out of your body, but long-term use, they have pretty severe side effects, and it can be a detriment to your health in other ways, so they can cause other problems. So it's like I'm trying to take less of them for medical reasons, but they work. That when I'm flared, they work. And I mean, if you have a choice between stay in a flare or take one and it all goes away, you're going to take one. But you're still aware of the long-term effects and how much you're using them. So that's another factor that causes some anxiety and stress. It's like a balancing act. But it's like these appointments are going to make me have to take steroids to not feel a lot of pain and really sick after, and be able to even like move like I'm not 90. But then I know I'm taking more steroids, but I also need to go to the appointments, so it's fun. Photophobia, light sensitivity, super fun, on top of an issue with the sun. Like, it's all comes down to the UV exposure. So it's like the sun comes out every day, it's there all the time, and then every single place that you go, that you have to go to do life, has these lights. So I'm stressed out, and I don't want to do it. I had such a good month in October, besides the mild flare at the end, that I'm just not looking forward to what I know November entails. And I will take the steroids with the hydroxychloroquine. They're prescribed to me for flares. That's what they're there for, and I will take them. Other than suffer, I know there's some people that don't think you should put them into your body, you know, at all costs. And I'm like, no, at a certain point, you can't tolerate it, and if you know they fix it, you will take them. But it's also just like, I'm trying to be off of them, and it's a lot easier for me to be off of them when it's not summer. Now we're going to be putting me on them in the fall, because I have all of these follow-ups. So, hoping I don't puke on my stress test. Hoping I don't find out there's anything wrong with my heart on my echocardiogram. I know my Holter monitor results came back with some multiple instances of tachycardia, but tachycardia is a side effect of lupus, so I'm not shocked on that. I'm just hoping not to find out anything outside of autoimmune related, that there's like a whole other problem on top of everything else that I didn't know about. I'm hoping just to not have any new news, and that everything looks fine. So, but if I could, if this appointment wasn't important because it's my heart, if I could just cancel it and stay home with my UV film on my windows on this nice gray day and not have to be exposed to these lights, I would. The lights are literally stressing me out. That stresses me out almost more than anything, when I know I have to go into them. So I'm just glad I have medication that I can take now for what I know they will do. There was a time where I just had to be sick. I'm just gonna get it over with, and then I don't think I have to go back after November, because I have all these follow-ups, and then I think you do follow-ups like every 3 months, so I should get a nice break after November. This is probably going to affect my mobility this month to an extent, so I don't know if I'll be as active as I was in October. We'll see how it goes.